I thank you, Stuart, the MC. I thank everyone who is here. I thank our distinguished guests for making time to be here. Representatives from the FMU, we have them in numbers. It's an honor. We have our elder members of the club. We thank you that you made time to be here. The technical team, UMC members, our dear drivers who made time to be here, official guests, and the entire organizing committee of the UMC Fortportal Tourism City Rally 2024. Thank you very much. My message to you today is to inform you that we are in advanced stages of organizing this rally. It will happen on the 9th, and that's next week, 9th August, up to 11th August. Work has been done. The team is almost ready. We know that after here, in a few days, drivers will be going to Reiki, and the COC will give more details on that. My message mainly is to thank, especially people who have helped us, our sponsors, the organizing team, and everyone who has given us support. The Federation, we are very grateful. We have a bunch of sponsors who have helped us get this far, and they are still helping us. And I'll go through them one by one. Check, 1, 2. We have, just give me a second. Our home for so many years now in Fortportal, Kalia Courts Hotel. We are still going back there. The rally is going to be centered there. And they are waiting for us. They prepared for us. So we are thankful to Kalia Courts Hotel in Fortportal. We are thankful to Reina Tourist Hotel, still in Fortportal. We are thankful to Segamu 14 Consults, Kamia Memorial Primary School. We thank you very much for partnering with us. Silverline Medical Services, Outlook Uganda, Worldwide Movers, who is a member of Worldwide Movers, and also UMC is here on the high table, Uncle Shemi, and also our guest of honor for today. We thank Speedex Petroleum in Fortportal, Fins Medical University, who help us with the medical preparations and emergencies, Pavilion Bar and Restaurant, still in Fortportal, Chakaigo Motorsports Arena in Fortportal, where we will have our super special stage, Roseform Mattresses. I hope we have a representative from Roseform. He has provided some award prizes to our drivers. Home of Bags, located in Fortportal, who are able to give you any kind of bag that you need. And lastly, but not least, allow me to thank the management and the owner of this place where we are, who has hosted us, Silverton Gardens. Thank you very much. Give the mic back to UMC.
And the representative of the president here from the Federation, Hajamidu Gombe, the president of UMC, members of the FMU executive who are here, Joseph, I've seen the club presidents around, members of the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen. I am once again happy to be officiating at one of the most historical clubs of motorsport and probably sports in Uganda. That is Uganda Motor Club. For some of you, I have said here before that in 2015, the Federation celebrated the over 100 years of motorsport. Recently, the FIA celebrated 120 years of FIA. And the film is also celebrating just now 120 years of motorsport. And I know many of you know the relationship between FIM and FIA. They were all birthed around the same time, coming from one body and separating into two bodies. What does that mean for us as UMC, a club that has been here over 100 years? Motorsport started in Uganda in the 1950s, but the club was a members club from the British Motor Club. This is a history I always want to remind people, because if we don't remember our history, we'll forget where we are going. It was from the British Motor Club. So our colonial masters came here, and because they were part of the British Motor Club, they tended to associate with themselves in the Ibeco. And that is how UMC was formed. In the 1950s, we started active motorsports with the bikes, and then motor rallying, and the rest is history, really. So I am glad to once again sit here in proficient at an event being hosted by one of the oldest clubs in Africa. For us from the Federation, we are going to continue to work towards the development of this sport and putting it as #1 sport in the country. We are working very much on good governance and ensuring that all your clubs are governed well, because we know that you are the foundation of our federation. If the clubs are not doing well, the federation will not stand well. And therefore, we are not just focusing on good governance at the federation, but we are also focusing on good governance at the club level. And the support is going to continue to come. As we move on, there is already support coming from the federation towards you as the clubs that are organizing, towards the organization. And I am sure that, Mr. President, you've already approached our bosses to handle that area. But today, I can see that the entire federation is here, mainly because once you have the vice president, everybody down here is present. I would like to call upon my vice president, who is also in charge of safety, and you know that motorsport is about safety. I know he has a lot to say about safety of our events, and please allow me to call upon Haji Hamidu Gombe to tell us more, especially about the proper tenets of event organization as far as safety is concerned.
MC okula omukolo guno gwennyini nga nkuza amazaalibwa gange nga vice president wa FMU emyezi 3. Nolwennyini bwe nazaalibwa okubeera vice president wa federation nga lumu, kati mpezezza emyezi 3 egy'obukulu nga vice president wa federation. So members, nja kwebaza MC kuba nti esobodde okutegeka event yaffe, era tukakasa nti egitegese, kubanga bweyita omukolo guno egize kubanjulira event yo weeri, ate event eyo nga yaffe. Ebisinga sekotala abyogedde mu Lungereza, nebaza ba sponsors abatubeererawo okulaba nti omukolo guno kutambula, nebaza ba organizers the clubs singa nabo tubateekamu maanyi kino tekibeerawo, naate okusinga ennyo abakulira abo bonna basponsa n'abategesi bebeera bannamawulire. Bwe mutakola publicity nungi club tefuna sponsor, so mukolere ogwo ku bugalo. bano baffe ennamba emu bannamawulire era bannamawulire mbasaba mupromotinga ennyo badrivers baffe. Nze wenavugira mmotoka z'empaka Fred Mugeroya akyabijjukira Badru Shemizi akyali bweru zannadda ku butaka naye bano bajjukira bulungi ne bannamawulire abakulu abaliwo by that time ayinza okutujulira nti twabanga ne omulamba mu vision nga gwa motorsport era nga ffe abavuzi b'emmotoka tukeera ggula bawulire ago ku makya tulabe kukuba mwogeddeko ki kakaba mwogeddeko ki Kalimu bagambye batya Emma bamugambye batya Haji Gunda agambye ki naye ennaku zino ekyo ekintu kyakendeera nenyamira nnyo nga ntudde ku TV awaka nemaleeta omuzannyo guli awo bagukuba nebaawo neguroteetinga okumala seconds 45 ku ddakiika 2 bwe baleeta motorsport eyita mu lujaluzi neyitawo neŋŋamba kiki guli omuzannyo gutusinga ssente ffe tulina omuzannyo gw'abagagga omuntu azanyisa mmotoka mu nsi tuzagala azanyisa ennyonyi mu Luganda omuntu okuzanyisa mmotoka tazanyirwako ne bwebangaliya kubanga si buli maka nti galina ki mmotoka naye gwe noga nti nze omuzannyo gwe njagala gwa mmotoka era njagigula ngizanyiremu omusajja otaba mugagga naye netugera ku mawulire akasekendi kamu kokka ne tuyitawo omuyisi so ekyo kireetebwa ti bannamawulire clubs temunakwatagana bulungi nnyo na bannamawulire abadrivers temulina mikolo nga gino kwogera ku mungereza kwogera ku muganda gegwempulidde oyaniriza wano mwami Isma Otega abasajja bano mbaapproaching tubasome mu bukedde tubasome mu vision tubasome mu monitor ne ku TV n'awalala okay namwe mwekolera olugendo lwammwe nga kirabu tenalubakolera obudozo nga tenalubakolera tulina kumala biseera bingi mu mpalana okusinga tulina ebiseera ebingi okumanyibwa Fred Mugerwa ne bwatambula kati nayimirirawo erukaya eddakiika 3 aba tannagiba ku luguudo babaako ekikyamu abayitawo kubanga akoze erinnya lye alitunze era tumumanyi Haji Ahmed Gombe ebiseera ebisinga sisasula mu woteeri naye si mbubi tenkuba abantu embooko nkola ntya mbadde mu sefute emyaka 3 nkuli abantu mbagole mu luutu si compromising nibajja nga Badru yazze nagira ati nga leeta muganaga Gombe yaliwo akuba revanse kabe mukodomi wange mukulu Fred Mugerwa kabe shemi kasagira nalingiza bamuganda Gombe ali ku control si compromising na muntu ku safety because tuna history yakyo jijukira Fred umukulu odonkala ne Charles Mahanji enyenga odonkala yali president mulambo wa Kiraba atenga na event yaffe ya Imosport bamuganya okuyingira awaliriza ayaliwa compromising naye amugambe kale gendo yanguwe yeta ndimala kuswampa nga accident mazo okwapialinga n'ekyo ndi mulabe woyo compromisingira mu safety and any other organization of motorsport tubeere ku mateeka. Secondly, abakulembeze abalondeddwa this time around Mr. Badru, Fred, the president of UMC, we have not come to fight anybody. Tuzze kutereeza ntalo zaaliwo kubanga omuzannyo gwaffe gutambula mu maaso because tetuwaani abakulembeze kuddako kyekizibu kyamwafunye nabagamba I'm not coming back. So byenkola byonna njagala okulaba nti tubikolera mu mateeka obuntu bulamu era mu kuteesa the same for other people abali okujja kubona batobe baffe ebakyayina embavu bo bayinawo kufuna akalulu gye bulijja naye ffe tukooye emirimu gitutwala kino ekintu kyendiko kyandeese ekyo saawa 3 navudde Masaka saawa 3 nina okubera kulungi kyeno tulina meeting ogimanyiiko sio so ebiseera tebiriiwo ate muwogo mumaanika emmanyi ekyali mu lujja tulina okukola ekisoboka okuleka omuzannyo guno nga gujja kwanguyira bannaffe ab'enkya. Fred Yakubi olumwami yali president emyaka 2 kanjifuula abiri tulina ebiri ebitaliko kisanja twalina egitaliko kisanja mu Badru ekyo gyebasooka okukanyiza nayo mu safety biki mu organization mu COC biki kati ogenda kutuuka okuba ku president ngero already yali president emyaka 12 emabega naye omulaba nti we respect each other. Abadde ava ku ntebe nga nyingira ndi muto nnyo ku ye ate lwakitiibwa gyendi okusinga kyenyina ku ye naye tava ku ntebe that respect ena kyekkusa naye buli ssaawa bwe tunaabeera mu ntalo bwe tunaabeera muki omuzannyo gwaffe gwe tuteeka ki wansi juzayoza abategesi ba yomusa bagenda okukola omukolo guno tugendako Fortportal twasazeewo mujja tulabanga ku buli mukolo si lwansonga twagala kutambula naye twagala okumanya nti driva gundi bakoze ensobi basituwadde ensobi eyo bagimaze batya ate tukkiriziganye ensobi tugifuula ensobi bwe tusoma ekitabo nga kigaa nti ogende genda tutabanya ebbandi bukumufuula mulabe wonaki totalanga kunyanga mbaga nti gombe ensobi munaye nagikoze naye nyenza ekampala nze naziremu okupakinga mwerabangamaga nti werabasebo rather than okukute okugomba gamit no you're going to be disqualified naye gomba mulaba musajja otanjagala lwaki sikuwagala isegeera lwaki njagala Fred lwaki njagala Badu lwaki njagala Shemi ate tuyombayomba naye motorsport teriko entalo zangoberedde n'olwekyo nebaza gavumenti ya Uganda eyambye mu basajja bano tebakyatuyana nnyo nnyo nga bwetuyana edda naye ne bwe batuweburakokko gavumenti yatuweburako era namundinenga namawulire mubyogera buli lunaku naye nga olusi muyogera mu bukyamu nti mufuna information sekutala waroba information entuufu rather than mugamba nti federation efunye bilioni 8 abasajja banabaga nti 8 bweguli tugamubaga nti atwafunye 2 ng'olwedde empisa gatuyitamu babbi agabyago netabannange twali mutanya kubba sente n'olwekyo president abali wano abaclaps mbakakasa tujja kwogeranga ensobi zaffe tujja zigololanga mu kwogerezeganya era tuzigololere mu kwogerezeganya ibe ebyokugamba nti begombe kamuyiseemu eggaali musooke muziteekemu bbiri mulimu ekyo wakati neyanziza nnyo basibo.
Today to this event, this is our launch. Protocol observed, FME officials, the club members, fellow organizers, the press, and everyone. You're welcome. The event is on UMC Fortportal Tourism City Rally 2024. The event is on dates 9th to 11th. That's when we shall be in Fortportal. We are ready. The route is ready. 99%. We are ready. We've made several visits, and we are sure we have prepared for our drivers the best. It has 50-50. We have rough and we have smooth. So it is kind of a speedy event, and we urge our drivers to watch it. Watch and take care, because we have several corners. To begin with, we opened our entries on the 15th of July. That is when we opened our entries. And we shall close on the 2nd, that is tomorrow, August. That's when we shall close our entries. We have 2 legs. It's a 2-day event, and we have 8 stages. To begin with, we shall have a program for Friday. Friday, we shall be having our scrutineering. starting at midday, and this will end at 4 hours. 4, that is 16 hours. After the scrutineering, we shall have a CSR. We are going to plant trees in one of the schools in Fortportal. And this is where one of our drivers who hails from Fortportal went for his school. So we shall go there after our scrutineering and plant some trees. You know, wherever we go, environmentally, we are driving cars and we destroy the environment. So that is the reason we have to do CSR and we have to plant trees. So after that, we are going to have our meeting, the stewards meeting, the first one, and then we shall have the drivers briefing on Friday. We intend to have our ceremonial start on Friday. Still, when the drivers come back from the tree planting, that is at 17 hours, we shall have our ceremonial start at Carrier Courts Hotel, one of our biggest sponsors in Fortportal. That is how Friday will end. We shall go in for day 1 on a Saturday. Our cars will leave Carrier Courts at 8:30. 8:30, we shall be leaving Carrier Courts and we shall head for our first stage, which is Harugongo. Harugongo is 36 kilometers, 0.3, and it will start at 8:45. We shall do Harugongo in the morning, and we expect to be done. That first leg is expected to be done by 9:15. We shall come back for our service, prepare for our second leg, which will still be Harugongo, the 36 kilometers, 36.3. We will head back, do our second stage, still Harugongo, repeating. And this one will go up to 11:30. We shall head straight for our service that day. That is day 1. We'll do our service. I'm talking of the first car. We'll do our service and we intend to start our super special stage, and this will happen in Chakaigo, in Fortportal. This is starting at 14:07 minutes. 14 hours, 7 minutes. That is 7 minutes. We will start, and it's a double circuit. It is 3.2 kilometers each side. And this one will be run twice. The fashion will be, we do one run on one side, we go back to the Park Fame, and when you come back to do the second one, you'll do, for example, if you are done part side A, you'll come back and do side B, and that will be the end. That will mark the end of day 1. So after drivers are done with the super special stage, we shall head for our overnight parking. After the service, obviously, we'll head for our overnight at Carrier Courts. We shall be ready for day 2, which is a Sunday. We have made day 1 busy. Why? Because we want to have enough time. You know, Fortportal is not so near. So what we want is to make sure we have enough time to travel back. And for the fans, for the drivers, for our officials, we want them to travel early. That is why we have a busy day 1. So day 2, we shall start the day at 7:30. We'll leave Carrier Courts. We head for Mukwano Kalimali, which will be our first stage. Mukwano Kalimali is what we all knew as Rwenzori. That will be our first stage on day 2. Mukwano Kalimali is 15.2 kilometers. And this one, we intend to do it in the shortest time possible. We connect to what we called, the stage we called the Sewa Chivumbi, one of our drivers, the past driver. Sewa Chivumbi is well known amongst Haji. Most of the elders and most of us have seen him drive, and he was an official at one point. So in his commemoration, and a journalist have been informed. Actually, most of the public know him as a journalist. Sewa Chivumbi is what most of us knew as Mpanga stage. We have now called it Sewa Chivumbi stage. And this is going to be the second stage of the day, day 2. This one is 13.2 kilometers. We shall connect straight away to our third stage of the day, which will be Segam 14 Consult. It is sponsored by Segam. This one is a 12.8 kilometer stage, and this will be the third of the day, day 2. After Segam, we shall connect straight away to what most of us knew as Chakaigo. And this is the one that will be our power stage of the day. This one, the biggest part is within Chakaigo, the arena. And this one, we shall call it this time. This one is Outlook, Uganda. And this will be our power stage at the end. It is 5.5 kilometers. This will be the 4th of day 2. And it will lead us straight into Chakaigo. We have 15% of the 5.5 kilometers out of Chakaigo. And the rest, the 85%, is within Chakaigo. So this will be interesting, especially for our mechanics who don't always have time to go and watch cars. So this will mark almost the end of the day, but not least. We shall do our service, and we shall head for the power stage, which will still be Outlook, and we called it Outlook Power Stage. Still, this will be 5.5 kilometers, and after the power stage, we shall go for service, And when we are done, we shall do our prize giving at the venue. That will be at Chakaigo. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how day 1 and day 2 will go. And Friday, we urge the public to please keep the safety of this rally as safe as possible. And we urge the fans to come and turn up in large numbers, because if we organize and the fans do not come, I don't think we are the happiest. That is how our event will run, and we intend the first car will be done by 11:12. The first car will be done. So all we want is to finish as early as possible so that we have enough time to return back to Kampala. That is how we are going to run our event technically.
Amanya na Cipro, omuvuzi wa Toyota Sirika Pickup, nga basubiza okubawa omuliro Fortportal era nga already ndi champion CRC ejinja mwanda ababulungi nnyo Toyota Sirika Pickup kyeyakola negaluga mwagirabye ekikupo naze nakyo so kati Fortportal mbasuubiza ebikupo 2 sebe ekyejjinja n'ekyagaluga so ga ne Fortportal nkyagala inshallah nkwiza abawagizi bange mwenna ne Fortportal bere nga tugatwaliza mulale sibwito weri basuubiza okubaayira okubayita amaanyi ebe n'obakumaanyi saba Mungu atukulembere ffenna kole kye tulina okukola mu butuufu wakyo. Emmotoka embeera yaayo eri fine kubayo nagitikira engine erina engine 6 zeza Japan used zowe ziri okujjako mipiira gyegyetaagisa gyokka n'ebisigadde mu kwaka kwayo amba terina buzibu eri fine. Kozi siinayo gwe neewulira okujjako yenna gwe bampa ne baba bampadde proto ya Yasini siina buzibu njagikuba
kidde mu bulungi akyuli
baba bampadde proto muruka yonna gye banampa nze njagenda nayo sisaba muntu yenna gwe bansuulako alhamdulillah nga musabula siina buzibu.
Subira nafunamu obuzibu mulale ye Masaka naye emoloka nsoka tojesonyiwamu kati nina mukwano gwange bayitaga waya yampadde mu ibiza gye tugenda okuvugira abantu basubalinde muliro sibiri ebyokuntawanya mu makubo era abawagizi tubasaba kuba na discipline emoloka bazirabire bateeka okuzirabira bave mu makubo kubanga ekijja ky'amaanyi nga tujja mu tourism city Fortportal wamu n'amagye tujja nze bwe twavaamu embalala wamu ne Masaka of course ekya championship twakivaako naye kati tujja kusanyusa abalabi baffe wamu n'okukiikirira amagye nga wemanyi nti nze mbakiikirira tujja kuvuga emmotoka tomanya wetunaamalira weewo mu championship so abawagizi babe bagumu ne basponsa bafe amagye batwongeremu amaanyi.
tulinayo ka super special stage motoka zidduka 2 gwe ng'omuntu wandiyagadde bakuwe muvuzi ki gwe weewulira n'ogamba nti mu ka super special stage kano we bampa gundi nja kwabika naye
endowooza awo nange nandiyagadde pasuwa kuba pasuwa yasinga nange bwe nandyetaaze bwe mba naatuukawo awo yesebo.
tweyanzibaye tulina super special stage agenda okubeera mu Kyakayiga twavudde Garuga ng'abamu temumatidde n'abantu be mwavuze nabo gwe ng'omuntu ani gwe muvuzi ki gw'obeerawo n'ogamba nti singa bampa ono ne mweyongeza oba ne bamumpa ne mmugezaako naddala ng'olina eno emmotoka
njagala mwegezeemuko nabo bamusobola Mustafa Mukaso kaffe tekaggwanga twagala kagwere Fortportal mu Kyakayiga banaye basponsa bange nga bwe mumanyi twakava mu event zibadde zakumukumu twasaganyize wamu tusobole okugenda Fortportal okumulaba olugendo oluwanvu then abawagizi baffe abawagire emmotoka z'empaka mugondera ebiragiro kuba emmotoka zino zidduka nnyo kuba tusigazaayo event ntono nnyo kalenda kati wano buli omu ayagala anoonya position mwanaamalira ku mwaka mwekuumire wabbali mugondera ebiragiro safety kyekikulu okusooka.
ono musaba muviire sajja si mwangu Edison Mongereza senior driver